Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Our minds are firmly set on hygiene, and Fine Hygienic Holding sees us through it all. They provide daily home essentials, supplements, wellness beverages, and more. And here to tell us more about it, we are joined by the CEO of Fine Hygienic Holding, James Michael Lafferty. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Not at all. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for being here. So you have been described as the most unique and diverse CEO in the world.
That's big.
That's big.
Yes. Well, look, I think it's because of my background. I mean, I never grew up wanting to be a CEO. I wanted to coach track and field and teach kids. And so I was a youth track and field coach in the US. I studied psychology and physiology, and I was doing fitness centers and running fitness centers and doing corporate wellness. That's all I wanted to do was teach, coach kids, and make no money whatsoever. And I got hired, strangely enough, I started my own business to the beginning of this whole corporate wellness boom, which was the early 1980s. And there's a company in my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio, called Procter & Gamble. They've always been forward thinking, and they decided that a healthy employee is a good employee. And so they hired me and my company to do wellness classes for executives. This is 1984.
Yeah.
So I basically was hired at $5 an hour to teach executives how to lose weight, how to exercise, and stress management, things like that. So I got into P&G, and then one day this brand manager, and I don't even know what a brand manager is at this point. And I'm like, what do you guys do? And he says to me, you ought to do what I do. And I said, what do you do? And he starts explaining it to me, and it sounded good. And he said, I've gotten to know you. I think you can do this. And it was interesting how he helped me, because at that point I was 21. I didn't know what I was good at, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And so he got me the interviews. I got interviewed. I eventually got hired, and I started a marketing career in Procter & Gamble, and eventually ran various regions throughout the world. But I always kept my foot in the wellness world. I've been a member and board of directors of Medical Wellness Association. I'm still coaching Olympic athletes. So I have a weird background where people say, okay, you're coaching athletes in track and field, and you're running a hygiene and wellness company. So it's really the strangeness of these different jobs being put together.
Well, speaking of running a company and still incorporating, I guess, wellness programs, what type of wellness programs are you incorporating now as a CEO with Fine Hygienic Holding?
Well, there's two types. One is in the products that we offer. We were always in the wellness space through hygienic products. So we had masks during the pandemic. Our masks went all over the world. We had disinfectants, and then our hygienic products, our tissue products, our wellness. We sterilize our tissues. I mean, I don't know why anyone would not use a sterilized tissue. Where do you touch this to? Eyes, nose, mouth. Yeah. The three entry points of germs in the human body.
Maybe it's because people don't know, and it's such an awareness piece. By the way, did you know some of the tissues you buy aren't sterilized, and these are? Like that's the key thing that people need to know. Most are not.
And if you go in a paper mill, it's wet, full of steam. This is like Beverly Hills for germs. They love living there. And so, these products are being made in very...
Parents are freaking out right now, just by the way.
very non-hygienic fashion. So by sterilizing at the end, we believe we're being responsible to consumers and saying, look, you're touching the most intimate parts of your body with tissues. They should be sterilized. So we were always in that space. And then when the pandemic came, we went into masks and other things. Now, on the employee side, I firmly believe that a healthy employee is a happy and good employee. And so we have a whole range of programs from mental health support. We have the best on-site fitness center in the region by far. If you come to our gym, I beat many of the gyms in town that you're paying a membership to. It's on site 24 hours. Employees can work out. Like I was yesterday at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I had a 30-minute break. I went down and did some sets and did my stuff. So we want our employees to have wellness in their life, and we encourage that. We don't force it, but we give seminars on nutrition. Later today, I'm actually doing a live seminar with all my employees. I'm on a mission right now of going from 60 to 30 in less than 6 months. I'll be 60 in 5 months. And so I'm trying to bring myself back, and I've got it's all scientifically backed. We got all the blood markers and all the different measures, my 5K time, how much I can bench press, all this. And
what do you mean 60 to 30? 60?
I'm going to go back to 30 years old. Now, I'll still be 60 on the driver's license and all
Yeah.
that, but physiologically, can I bring my body back? We're going to try it. And I've got a whole battery of doctors, again, with the Medical Wellness Association, tracking me, coaching me. And a lot of it is supplements like what we have. There's a whole supplement piece, which is how can I help my body fight infection? How can I help my body reduce inflammation and feel better?
So speaking of supplements and products that you can use for wellness in general, can you talk to us briefly about Eon and what that does to the body?
Yeah, Eon is, honestly, this is the best story you're ever going to hear in today. This will be the best story of the week.
Hit me.
5 years ago, there was an older gentleman, apparently from Lebanon, who was on social media, and they claimed he was 124 years old, and he attributed his vibrant health to this tea that his grandfather taught him how to make in the late 19th century, picking different herbs from the mountainsides in Lebanon. Now, our home base is in Amman, Jordan. It's not far away. And the grandfather of our founder, who runs all of our new business, a great guy, Elliot Nukel, I say to Elliot, look, get on a plane. It's worth a plane ticket. Go try to find this guy. It took 4 months to find the guy, but he existed.
Good job.
He was real.
Now, we found him. Now, he wasn't 124. He was 108.
Okay.
But he had a 7-year-old son.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy had a child. He fathered a child, and there's no pharmacies in his village selling Viagra. Okay, I mean, this was a 107-year-old guy in a rural village, fathered a child at 101.
Vitality.
And he was full of vitality, as you say. The guy his brain was sharp as a whip. He was hiking 5-6 kilometers a day. We have videos of him climbing trees to cut down some of the leaves. And so he made this concoction of ingredients that no one's ever made a tea from.
Yeah.
You know, eucalyptus leaves and bark and carob seed and anise. It was all this different stuff. So we brought it back and we took it to the Medical Wellness Association. There was individual data on the ingredients, but there was nothing on all of them together. They then completely also tweaked the formula, added curcumin, some other things. And we decided to run a clinical study, one of the biggest ever run in supplements. And we run this clinical study in Jordan. People had to come to a central location, drink it every day. And we did blood work at 4 and 8 weeks, thousands of markers sent to German labs. Everything was independently done. And when the doctors saw it, they couldn't believe it. They said, this is probably the healthiest beverage in the world. Massive reduction in inflammation, which is the backbone of all health and the backbone of all disease.
Gut inflammation, is that what you mean?
Inflammation. Okay. So if you look at cancer, the backbone of cancer is inflammation. The foundation of Alzheimer's is inflammation. The foundation of autoimmune disorders, like, for example, lupus, is inflammation. When you see people that they're overweight and they're struggling and they have low energy and non-specific joint pain, like they're always saying, my knees hurt, my shoulders hurt. This is chronic systemic inflammation. This is the scourge of our society today. People are inflamed. When you look at COVID, what killed you? It was a cytokine storm, a storm of inflammation. So the people that were at high risk of COVID were the people who were already inflamed. They were saying about high blood pressure, overweight, metabolic syndrome. This all comes from inflammation. And the number one thing that this stuff did was reduce inflammation massively.
Can we try it?
Yeah, so what you do, if I can just take this for a second. This has been 5 years, and you say, why would this take you 5 years? You guys launched a mask in a week. How could you do it? I say the reason is, when we put all this together and we tried to make it shelf stable, the ingredients started killing each other after about 4 or 5 hours. So we couldn't make it in a liquid form.
Okay.
So we had to powderize it. And so what you basically do is tear this open, put it in your water.
Well, what a coincidence. I have a spoon right here.
Well, that's just amazing. So you pour it in, and you can see it's a bit yellow because of the curcumin that's in there. And what did this do? The biggest thing was reduction of inflammation, statistically significant. This has been published. You can read it on the website, everything. On top of that, major reduction in cardiovascular risk markers, major reduction in metabolic syndrome and your insulin sensitivity. And then the wild thing, this happens in pharmaceutical studies because we're all different. A subset of people had major improvement in kidney function, and another subset had major improvement in liver function. Why only those people, not everyone? We don't know. We don't know yet. But I started taking this because I've had kidney damage for 20 years. I ran a marathon and I dehydrated and I damaged my kidneys. I went into kidney failure 20 years ago. I have never gotten my kidney marker. The key marker is called GFR, or glomerular filtration rate, is the key measure of kidney output. I've never gotten back above 60. 60 to 100 is good. I did the blood work last week at King's. I was jumping up and down like a kid. 86.
Yeah.
I've brought my kidneys back to full health, drinking this every day. It's pretty good. It's not, okay, this is not the most amazing drink, but it's really quite good tasting.
Milkshake, but it's going to do a lot better for you.
It's unbelievable, the energy, everything. So this is reducing inflammation, and for some people, they're getting improvement in kidney function, liver function, and other cardiovascular risk factors.
Casey?
So very excited to try 2 questions as I try it. This comes in, it looks like there's 8 sticks. So do you recommend people take it daily? And also, what age groups is this for?
Well, it's basically for any age. It's all natural, and it's reducing inflammation. So the age range would be quite wide. In terms of the consumption, what we did in the study was 1 drink a day. Now, you can drink it 2. There's nothing going. It's not an overdosing item. You can drink it twice, but we're giving the minimum. What was done in the clinical study, we're following the science very precisely.
So in terms of flavor, it's actually not as flavorsome as the drink looks. Like, it's a very easy drink. It's like a very light spice, nearly.
Yeah, that's the anise, I think. It gives a little bit of, not a bite, but
very light.
Tingle,
It's actually like, I think the color is stronger than the flavor. It's actually a very easy drink. So is it a morning drink? Is it an afternoon drink?
It can be taken any time of day. I am taking it in the morning to kind of start my day right. The people that have been on it now for a couple of months, like myself, the energy level's what's shocking.
I'm going to start it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to report back to you.
And it's not caffeine. So I can give you a Red Bull.
Yeah.
And you'll get the shot. Now that's a chemical enhancement. By reducing inflammation in the body, we're all inflamed to a certain degree right now. This is what builds energy in a healthy, sustainable way, is reducing that inflammation.
And it's completely organic, right?
100% organic.
Amazing.
Natural supplements are a very interesting space. So it's amazing to get this information directly from you. And we will report back, because this is something I'm going to start trying. But this isn't the only product that you're bringing to us today. This is Eon. We also have Motiva.
Motiva is just 2 products. We only deal with products that are scientifically proven. So we have 2. These are both coming from doctors in the Medical Wellness Association based in the U.S. The first is what is called Motiva Neuro Booster. Now, this is a product that is just shocking that it doesn't sell off, because this is the only product that we know of that has been clinically proven to partially reverse Alzheimer's in the human brain.
No way.
Absolutely. Published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease by the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. This product was tested and had clinically, statistically significant improvement. All these Alzheimer's drugs do is slow the rate of decline.
Okay.
That's all they do. This is the only thing we've ever seen that anyone has ever identified that actually had. Now, it doesn't bring you back to normal, but we have letters from people. They say, like, my father remembered my name. Oh, my mother remembered this memory.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to see that. So,
it's amazing.
Yeah, this has been a life mission for me. My mother died of Alzheimer's disease. I saw what happened. She forgot her own son. She was also violent, so she tried to actually kill me because she thought I was a strange man in the house. Yeah. I've spent my whole, I did everything. I researched everything. This is an amazing product. It's made of polysaccharides and bialoe. It has been proven to reduce brain inflammation. It's all about inflammation. And this was clinically tested. You can go to the website of motivasupplements.com, and you can click and read the study at the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease. This was peer-reviewed by doctors. It's not a joke. Now, this is the only product that we've ever seen that has these kind of results, where people had some partial improvement. And bringing back, I got a letter from a lady in the Philippines, bringing back her father just to remember stuff for a while was so wonderful, because they thought as I saw with my own mother, it's a slow decline. Every day gets worse. To have him come back a little bit and delay this was fabulous. And so that's the first product, which is Neuro Booster. The second is a curcumin product. Now you say, what's the big deal? Everybody's selling turmeric, curcumin supplements. That's true. The problem with turmeric and curcumin is bioavailability. How much is in, when you eat it, when you take a pill, how much of it does really get ingested? It's a very low percent because this is sensitive to acid. So the minute that a curcumin hits the stomach, it gets kind of nuked. What this is a micellized curcumin. It's protected, so we can get it into the small intestine where the absorption begins. And so this has tremendous results, again, on total body inflammation. There's some very exciting studies that will be published out of the university in the Netherlands on this product with cancer and tumor growth and things like that. So I take this every day. It's just drops that you put in water. So if we want to really make you healthy,
That's all I want.
if we want to really make you healthy, we'll just add in some drops and stir it up.
How many drops do you recommend?
The recommendation is quite low, like 6 to 8. When I went to, and you know, I consider my wife, she had lupus. And every month she was having flares and couldn't get out of bed. When we both went to like 30 drops, everything my wife, so we go to the doctor now, we go to the rheumatologist. The rheumatologist tells my wife, okay, you have lupus because I've seen the historical data, but you don't have it. It's not there. So the blood work is normal. And I asked my wife this morning, I said, when was your last flare? And she goes, I don't know, but it was way before I was pregnant, and you know, our daughter is 1. So it's been maybe 2.5 years since she's had a flare. This product is absolutely a miracle product.
Just for people who are curious about supplements and they see these on the shelves, what should I be looking for? Like, do I need to be medically prescribed by a doctor to search for Alzheimer medication? Or what do I look for?
The number one thing I would look for, because the supplement industry is full of charlatans.
Exactly.
And it's full of stuff. I would always look for that. Is this endorsed by a medical society?
Okay.
Because if the doctors have reviewed it, so this has been peer reviewed by doctors. And they say, you know what, we buy into this. Even if you're going to take other medication for Alzheimer's, let's say as an example, you should supplement with this. It will not cause, it's not a contraindication. It doesn't have any kind of interaction or side effect. This is, you know, taking this product as an example, this is like eating curry. Okay, it's not, I mean, that, now, the issue with curry is if you eat it 3 times a day, you get enough. But if you're only eating it once a week, then because of the low bioavailability of curcumin to begin with, you don't get enough. That's why you would need a supplement. But this is natural. This is like someone eating curry. It's not going to have those kind of interactions. You have to look for products if the product is really good. And if the product has been tested and validated and the research is well done, doctors like this, Medical Wellness Association, it will come and say, we clinically accept this product and we recommend it. If they don't say that, then I'd ask a question. Why won't any, if your product's so amazing, why don't any doctors recommend it? That, for me, is the big discriminator on the shelf, is looking at the research. Because this isn't about making money. This is about attacking the disease that killed my mother. This is about helping the world. And that's what we're trying to do here. And so we take the time. It took 5 years to launch these products. Why? Because we had to send it to doctors to evaluate the data and give us that seal. If you pick up a supplement and it doesn't have a medical association of some type, it doesn't have to be the Medical Wellness Association, it can be another one, I wouldn't pick it up. Because if they got the data, the doctors will line up behind it. Doctors want their patients to be healthy.
And I think it's amazing how the website has all these studies shown, because like you said, I might want to buy a specific product for a reason, but I don't know what product to trust. And you showing the studies on the websites along with the products is just reassuring me in a way.
Absolutely. We follow the science. I get letters every day from companies saying, we got this new supplement. I always say, show me the science. Because I'm not going to launch things. People trust our brand. They trust Fine. I'm not going to go out there with a product that hasn't been validated.
We actually had this conversation, probably it was during COVID time 2 years ago, and you told me about these products, and I think it's so exciting that they're finally available for the public to purchase, because I know a lot of people, their ears will be pricking, whether it's sanitized tissues or something to slow the decline of Alzheimer's.
Right.
Or where can people get them?
The majority is online because we're selling worldwide. So this is at motivasupplements.com. And Eon is at a website called eon-longevity.com. Now, there's bad news on Eon. It's already out of stock.
Well then,
and I told Elliot Nukel Jr., who's the leader, really the father of this project. I told him this morning. I said, I'm giving my last box in Dubai.
Oh no!
To Lovin Dubai. Okay, so the last box is going, and he's trying to send me some of their samples. We got cleaned out just from like employees and friends of employees. We haven't even launched with PR, and we got wiped out.
So is there a date, a TBC, when it will be back online?
Yeah, it'll take another week or two.
Okay.
But if you go to the website, it won't take your order right now.
Okay.
But it will soon.
But what we will do is post the show. If you guys are watching, check out our Instagram. We'll put up a story with specific links to Eon, to Motiva, so people can find it.
That would be great.
And if anyone wants to reach you or find specifically, how can they reach out to you?
I'm easy. There's a website, jamesmichaellafferty.com. You can go to LinkedIn. I answer everything. And so feel free to reach out. Any questions at all, I'm there to help. And thank you for having me, and thanks for this wonderful session.
Of course, thank you. Pleasure's all ours.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming in. It's so great to hear the passion behind the products. Thank you so much for your time. That was the CEO of Fine Hygienic Holding, James Michael Lafferty, and that's all from us today. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.